Welcome to another episode of Mindful City, Tuning into Life, a podcast that brings you an intimate exploration of the businesses, practitioners, and artists making an impact in our community. Join us on Patreon for an exploration of all the people, places, and things that raise consciousness in our community by telling us about the businesses and happenings you'd like to know more about, and we'll explore them for you. So welcome to another episode of Mindful City, Tuning into Life. Okay. I am honored to be here at the Urban Farm. I actually found out about Spirit Mike on the Black Business Tour, on the website, remember?
Yes,
yeah, you had asked if it could be added to the Black Business Tour.
No, I remember.
And yeah, and I was like, wait, what? There's an Urban Farm?
Yes.
So, we connected online and set up to come here. So we just completed our tour. Iz and I went through the farm and to really see the process and to see this happening live and just the energy of plants. There's something about it that inspires us and gives us energy. And so we just wanted to come here to introduce you to our audience and also to share what you've been doing in the community. So I wanted to welcome you to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me.
So how did this even start? How are you doing this? Give us a little bit the rundown on how this happened.
Well, I was a truck driver, and so I made decent money, or decent what I thought. So when the COVID hit, I went to the grocery store, and the people online, they know the story. They're starting to come on. They're starting to come on. So the people online, they know the story. But I went to the grocery store, and during the COVID-19 time, the people were panicking. They was really knuckling up over toilet paper, bleach, and all the meat was like 40% of the store was missing. It looked like a disaster area, and people was doing this number here and now. So and it scared me because I consider myself a boss even in my little realm with my little money. So I got money, but what good is money if the store don't have food and if it look like that? Mm-hmm. I got to fight for some toilet paper. No. So it scared me enough to move my feet. So I started researching, how to grow. So like I said, I don't know how I got the stimulus money. Mm-hmm. I don't know how I got it, but I got it. So, and I'm a person like to move my feet. So I started flipping it. So I use a portion of it. Okay, let's back up. I don't want to skip over the important part. In my research, this is why knowledge is important. I found a place that sold fruit and vegetable trees with food stamps.
Oh yeah.
So that was major because I said, well, if I knew that you could use food stamps to get out of poverty, me and my family would have been out of poverty. I wouldn't have had to just now starting to, get somewhere. So it was crazy. And then every time I tell that story, people are like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Because it should be the opportunity to get out of poverty, not really the opportunity to remain, in
right.
it.
And I'm pretty sure that the people that made the program initially, that's probably what it was for. But nobody advertised how to use it. So if you have a piece of expensive equipment and it goes forward and backwards and to the side, and that's all you don't know it can go up in the air.
Yeah.
Because it's a helicopter. You know what I'm saying? So what good is it? So I found out that any farm, if they apply for that, they could. Because any farm. So anyways, I found that farm. I went there and I took a portion of my stimulus money. I converted it illegally or not, however you want to do it, whatever you want to say it. I converted some of the cash into food stamps and bought a bunch of homes.
Yeah.
So I increased my spending ability. But there's a shift of
because that's
fiat
something that
to
keeps
government
going.
fiat. You see what I'm saying? From just regular fiat to government fiat. Even worse because the regular fiat is not even the government.
Mm-hmm.
The regular dollar is not even anyway. That's another thing.
It's like we'll get to that.
That's another subject. That's another subject, fam.
We'll get to that. We'll
so it's still allowed right now. So I shifted it over, and I was able to start my seed garden, the seed of what you see now.
Yeah.
With that.
How was the support? What did people say around you when you started doing this? Were your friends and family, or even just the neighborhood?
They thought I was crazy. And people walking by, oh, you planting flowers? Yeah, in the middle of the hood.
Yeah.
You planting flowers? Yeah, I'm planting flowers. And they didn't pay no attention. You know, some people came to help, and they didn't pay attention. They like, want me to help you with that? Yeah. You know? And then a little while later, they're like, wow, I was here when you put that there. You know, now it becomes, you know, something to talk about.
Yeah, the process of growing once you start seeing it.
And it becomes a teaching moment.
Yeah.
So this is, I jumped subjects.
Go for it.
See, this is where they teach us a lot of damage and stuff. They teach us that we grew up here all of our life. But when we get a little money, we're supposed to leave and go to a place where we're unfamiliar, around people that may or may not like us. You know, you have to start the process over, you know, trying to know somebody. And then you're showing their people, their kids, success. You're not showing the people that you just left success because you got success when you took off. Mm-hmm. So only thing the children have to emulate, only people that the children have to emulate is the ones that you left, the unsuccessful ones. Mm-hmm. They teach us foul habits every day. We breathe it. But anyway.
So I know that you've been doing tours here, and so you've been having some children come up in school. So how has that process been, like seeing them come to understand?
It's beautiful because kids are so inquisitive, and you know, and just automatically they just go to, what's this? Why is it doing that? Can I help you with that? Can I water that? You know, they take to it because I feel that they came from there so fast. They came from God, and and that's a pathway. So they're always eager to, let me touch that plant, or even they even want to take it. They'll snatch it. You know, I'm like, you can have it. You ain't got to take it. You know what I'm saying? You know, you ain't got to steal it. You can have it, you know. So they just, they love it.
I know you told me when I was just introducing myself to you that you came from a state of well-being that was different from where you are now, and the importance of food for that. And I'm wondering if that's also an inspiration for you into why it is you are doing that. Can you tell us a little bit of your story, your health journey?
Yes. Well, on my Facebook page, the Spirit Mike Facebook page, I have a bunch of pictures on there if you go in there. So I used to be really big, and I say unhealthy. I thought I was healthy, even, we all think we're healthy. I was big and I'm strong, but I had all that stuff hanging too. So, and it just kept getting worse and worse with age, So I decided to take my health, in my hand, and because my mind shifted to, if I am we always say that we are a vessel of God. If you want to be a vessel, you are a vessel. So, and you housing the Spirit of God, but you're going to treat the vessel like it's rubbish, So I actually internalized that. So if I'm going to have a divine spirit, I at least need to take care of the car. It's going to drive around, you know what I mean? It's going to be in. So I learned about moringa and iodine. Oh yeah, family. Okay, I forgot. Let's go to.
Let's talk about iodine.
Okay. This is what I found out. Once my brain cut off a little bit, and iodine helped it later, helped it more. So through research, I found out that iodine is very integral to your physical well-being. How I found out is this: I was walking through a store called Winn-Dixie. Good old Winn-Dixie. Okay. And I was going to get some salt, and I actually read what was on the bottle. The bottle said, "This does not contain iodine, a necessary nutrient." So by my pineal, my brain being cut on just a little bit, I said, hold up, I can read. If it say necessary,
why is it not in it?
Why ain't it in the bottle? So I said, then if it's necessary, how come me, at the age I was early 30s. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, old enough to know what I should be eating and what I shouldn't be eating. And this is necessary. How come I don't know this at that age? And everywhere I go, nobody know it either. Nobody have actually read that bottle and actually said the word necessary is a strong word.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a very strong word, but we're not paying attention to that word. So when I did the research, and I found out that if you don't have iodine in your diet, none with a capital N of your glands will function properly. That's what it says. Now Google it. None.
Yeah.
And in my videos, I use my fingers, my toes, all that stuff to emphasize how important iodine is. So, and then I tracked where iodine was in our diet. Do you know what iodine is in our diet?
Tell me.
Nowhere. So if it's
I had a feeling that was coming.
If it's that integral to all humans' well-being, and what's the other word? Positive something of life.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that for positive pursuit of life and happiness. The government took it all out your diet. Oh my God!
Somebody just wrote that in on the live.
So check it. So and then they allow a false narrative to survive, where they said that fish, because we thought when we were eating fish, we was getting iodine.
Mm-hmm.
We were not, because farm fish, which you eat in the store, some of us say wild caught. It ain't wild caught, but most of it is farm raised, and fish are not the authors of iodine. Because if they were, they would have them in the farm fish.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not. Kelp is the author of iodine.
Mm-hmm.
So now, I'm going to give you even one better than that. Ultra natural farmers, if you pay attention, that's what you'll be, because you won't be organic. So, ultra natural farmers, you have to put the iodine back in your land. They get it in your food. They get it in your diet. Mm-hmm. And they have iodine liquid called Thrive. Oh, I don't know the company or whatever, but I know I got that. Mm-hmm. And I put it back in there.
Do you put it in the soil? Is that
you put it back? Yes. It's just like fish fertilizer. You just water it in, and you actually put your nutrients that they have depleted back into the soil and back into your diet. So. And the reason why that's important, because, a pastor, his name is Pastor Eric Gunman. I take wisdom wherever I can get it. So he corrected that. Come on over here, let me teach you something. He said, you're not what you say, you are what you eat, but you are what you eat that it eats. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So if you have an ultra natural bird, but it's eating chemical feed, you're eating chemical feed through that bird.
Right.
So they gave us that one-sided, oh, this is a genetically natural bird that you're going to pay $5 more a pound for. So for something that's supposed to be God's gift, it's natural. Mm-hmm. I'm going to pay more for what God gave me.
When you were talking about the iodine, you were mentioning the pineal gland.
Yes.
So what is it that you've seen is the importance of it in our being and like in our well-being, and why is it so important? So
the reason why they took it out of your diet, because you won't get that connection. Because if your pineal gland, which we call the third eye, third eye awakening, if you don't have the chemical, if you don't have the fuel to fuel your third eye awakening, where are you going? You're going to stay asleep. you know what I mean?
Exactly. Which is where we want you to be.
Yeah. So family, think about it. I mean, they tell you in all of these different spiritual books, in the Bible and all this stuff, that according to them, Pharaoh saw that the Messiah was going to come through the line of people. So he said, let's kill all the firstborns. They've been coming at your mind for the longest, but you want to do TikToks and play games. You want to do cucumber challenges. You know what I mean? You want to do all of that, put your booty on the camera. But these people coming at your mind. They've been coming at your mind for thousands and thousands of years.
And they're finding more and more creative ways to.
And they have been doing that for years because it's in the history books. Every time a society was about to collapse, they would give you more games, more coliseums. Put the lions out, let the heads get ripped off, and do jousting. And so now they do football, baseball, and hockey. It's all and rapper drama. That's what they do now. They entertain you. And we still get entertained instead of looking around and seeing what the world looks like. And if you don't like what the world looks like, change it.
So your importance too, in especially what you're doing here in the farming, is just in a physical well-being, is what you're putting in the soil,
yes,
what we're putting in our bodies and watching what we're eating, but then also what we are, the nutrients that we're giving ourselves to make our mind work better,
yes,
to be more clear,
facts,
to be more aware, and you're shifting that focus. So you're doing this part of education. So where are you now in what you've done so far, what you've seen so far? Where is your focus and where are you trying to go to? And what do you want our communities to know?
Okay. If you do any type of advanced study on civilization, it tells you that civility is an illusion, because you take the resources away from the people and they're going to go crazy, going to fight. They're going to squabble for the little bit they have left, and there want to be chaos in the streets. So this is what it looks as though it's coming. The COVID-19 stuff, the ultra control of the food, the different heads or the different representatives of secret societies grabbing the most farmland on the planet, the biggest indoor grow houses on the planet. It looked like people are securing food for their groups. So if you are a mystic, a righteous person, godly woman, godly man, you're not supposed to suffer with the unrighteous. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're not supposed to suffer with them. And when you get messages of prepare, you're not supposed to ignore them. So, I got a message saying every household should have the very minimum of 100 pounds of rice, 100 pounds of canned meat, 100 pounds of canned vegetables, 100 pounds of canned fruit, and 3 months of toiletries saved up is the very minimum for safety of a home. So if you don't have that, if they shut that store down, you want to be the one out there trying to rob someone to get something to feed your family.
Yeah.
You understand? Because civility is that. If you don't have the resources, if you don't think to prepare, then you're going to be one that's robbing someone and busting somebody upside the head, because you're not going to let your family starve.
Right. At that point, that's what you're focused on.
And you're not going to look at your child in the face with the desperate eyes and say, when he say, "Mama, Daddy, I'm hungry," and you're going to say, "Well, they won't give me none." You're not going to do that thing. So you're going to be the one busting somebody upside the head if you don't prepare. Shit. So we know we're in the matrix. We know that people, our government, the news, we know that they lie to us every day. So you still want to depend on them to feed you and your loved ones? No, you want to save up what you have while the store is open, and you want to get a program. Even if you don't have time, you want to put a program in effect to have the ability to grow your own food, to take your life and wellness in your hand. Instead of being, and I say, a slave or puppet to someone that may or may not care about your well-being.
Right. Thank you so much for allowing us to see the farm, educating us on what you're doing, and inspiring us to keep it going.
Yes.
To find out more about Spirit Mike and the work that he's doing with the urban farm, visit newworldgrowers.com. Also, check out his new podcast called keepingitrrealunderground.com.